From this game alone, I'm gonna show 3 mistakes that I make where I waste mats, which ends up costing me later in the game. So here, the first mistake I make is when I'm landing here, I don't actually know what's in and what's not in. So like, as you can see, my marker on the map, I landed, I marked here, but that's not even in zone. But like when you zoom out and you see it from here, it looks like I marked in zone, and that's why I landed there. But the problem is that's not actually in. And you can say, well, it's only like 2 boxes, it doesn't really matter. But the thing is, this is in, and the idea is very good. I'm trying to land here, so it's hard for me to get sprayed. So if I do go up and I end up getting sprayed, I can always go back down. So what I should just do is just make a brick box here and then wood up, or a wood here, then brick up. So then I have the box ready to jetpack out of the next zone. But instead, I box up here. So I already made 1.5 boxes, 2 boxes now. And then I get in, and then I start getting sprayed. So now I've made 4 boxes. And in solos, that's a no-no. You always want to be in 1 box. So my match just went from 140 to 123. In solos, that's actually really, really impactful because you need every single build you can get. So once again, I make the same mistake. I mark again, but look, it's not in zone. So the problem is I keep thinking my marker is in zone. So I'm just white lining to my marker, and then I get there and I realize it's not in. And then what ends up happening is I box up here, which is past my marker, but I'm still not in zone. So I've used these brick builds and I'm still not in, and I have to get in. Now it's kind of rough because if I run into here, there's so many people that can lobby me. So my thought process was, let me get over here where there's gonna be less teams that can, or less people that can lobby me. But the execution was really bad. So here I run on his wall, which obviously is not a good idea. All I have to do, like, fuck the brick refarm, just run around, like block them off with stairs, just with wood, just build some walls and then get in right here. There's no point to run up on his wall. It's not like Storm is on my back, right? So I cone, at least I place a cone, but then obviously here, when I break this, he could have just pumped me or placed another cone. Then I run up, and first of all, I don't floor when there's no floor in his cone. And then I build here, and I thought I blocked off this angle, but I didn't. And then I got pumped. And also, I shouldn't be boxing up right here. It's so easy for him to chop me out and try to fight me. This is just a better spot to be in. And this ends up getting me a hit 100. So I went from 100 plus builds. I ended up surviving because he's really bad. And now I'm at 80 builds. So we just went from 140 to 80 in 2 zones. And that's the difference, is the amount of builds I just burned. Obviously, if you have the ability to get refreshes, it's fine. If you're in a bad lobby especially, but when you go higher up, it's harder to get refreshes. The guys are better. And these mistakes are what like cost me this game because I ended up running out of mats. So this is a low elo first game, and I'm trying to see where Hyde is because I did so much damage to him, but I didn't really know where he was. So I'm trying to scout, and I didn't think he was up here. I heard him drop down, but I didn't know where he was at, right? But I was looking through my cone and I couldn't see him. He still could have been right here. That is true. And he could have been up there. There's always a possibility, but he dropped down. What I should have done is I should have like edited up, like 90'd up a bit if he was here, which he was. So then he can't pump me, because what I do is I just jump out. Like, obviously he's going to be here somewhere, right? Because I only see one visual, and this guy just got a kill. So I could have just went up and then forced him to start moving. Then I would know where he was. But then because I just jump out without building, I just get pumped for 100 when I had an 80 HP advantage, and I should have just played slow because I had mats and figure out where he was instead of trying to rush it and like just risk taking damage. So here I'm looking for kills backside. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get that. And I scout here and I see this guy, which is good. Like a lot of times I'll just go blindly out of my box. I looked, I tried to place a floor and I saw I couldn't place it. So that meant there's a guy here looking at me, right? But when I tried to place a wall, the problem, I'm gonna play it back, is I had really bad crosshair placement, which made it place the wall behind instead of where I wanted to place it. So right here, right? I look out I'm trying to place floors, and I can't place floor here. I'm like, okay, this guy there. And as you can see, I place a wall back here because I'm too close. Like here, if I'm this close, I need to look up and then place the wall and then it'll place. But because I'm not looking up enough, the wall doesn't place. So I'm running like normally thinking the wall place. If this wall places, by the way, my game is completely different. Because after this, I start panicking. And if this wall would have placed, I would have just went right, like tarped in a bit in wood, made a hard box, then looked back for a kill again. But then now I'm panicking. Then I get stuck in the fucking ground here. Like, I don't even know what's happening. And then that one thing ruined my game. And it wasn't the lack of awareness. It was simply just bad crosshair placement. And I swear if that doesn't happen, I win this game. Although bad crosshair placement was the reason why I ended up dying in that game, this is the same game. And this is me getting a refresh. And I'm at 138 builds going into second moving with extra metal here, right? And in solos, the key is not to play for low ground, is to play for height, right? It's always been like that. Height is very strong. And now here, it pulls towards me. And I'm like, all right, sweet. I got extra mats. I'm a tarp. And instead of just tarping straight here, what I should just do is just build up, like stare up, then just look at height. And then if I'm front side, literally just take it at that point. And if I'm not, then I'm elevated and I can keep playing for it. But the problem is, when I get this refresh, instead of elevating up, I stay down on a low layer, which makes me use more mats. It's more congested. It's easier to get refreshed on, and then you can't play for height. Look at this. Look how, like, awkward this is. Like, I'm using so many mats. I can't see height. Just imagine, right? If I did what I said to do with the tarping, and I was, like, up here, and I was, like, boxed up right here. I could see height. Oh, he's on wood. Let me chop him, or let me fizz up and just go up on him and just kill him. Imagine the difference between that and me being on low ground. And I have so many mats, and that's just something I need to get used to, that in solos, the goal is to get height because that's the win condition. And that's going to be important going into victory cups. The mistake I make in this off spawn is, it's just simply a fighting mistake, is double swinging. And what I do good here is I'm double conned, right? So I understand the win condition is to let them fight and me third party them. I landed on top. I stayed up. I didn't drop down yet. I hear them full fighting. So now I'm looking and I crack this guy. And now I know he's hella low and I key him. What I was thinking was, look, I hit him for white damage, but he might have minis and he's just going to get a siphon. So maybe this is a bad key, and instead of keying him right now, I should just go for loot while he like tries to get back into it. I go for that chest or something, maybe get a shotgun, maybe get shield, and then I have an advantage. But either way, I key him instantly, and I know he has a shotgun, right? I swing on his wall, but the problem is I double swing here, which gets me pre-fired, and then now the fight is basically over. I'm 27 HP. All he needs to do is hit me once with this enforcer. I wouldn't even use a shotgun, and if I'm him, I would just use enforcer, just take it 50-50. And basically now the fight is over. If I would have single swinged and it saw he was holding his gun out, I could have like baited his pre-fire, maybe got some damage on him, but it was still a difficult fight to win because he had a shotgun, but I messed up by double swinging. This all spawn I lose because I have bad mat management. So I know he's going to run up the stairs here. And I have one build, exactly. I don't have two, I have one. But instead of placing this left wall, I placed the right wall. I get lucky he misses. He could have easily finished the fight here instantly if he would have hit the shot. Here, I need to place the left wall, right hand peek it, because he probably has 0 builds. Yeah, he has 0 builds. I probably end the fight right there if I place this left wall instead. But I placed the right wall thinking I have 2 builds. So then I'm trying to place a wall, and I don't have mats. So now it's equal HP, or I'm still up on HP, but he has a shotgun, obviously. And what I need to do here is create distance, because he just placed the launch, but I don't know what he's doing. And he has a shotgun. The only way he can kill me is if he gets close. So I need to, like, get further away here instead of, like, running closer. And then he just runs up here. I probably should have just dropped down in his face and try to, like, 50-50 with the pistol. But I stay up. And then he gets, like, he has good movement, and then he kills me. But, like, I should have killed him in the first time I broke the roof and went down. But I didn't know I had only 1 build. Here, I'm trying to go for a chop out on this guy. And it's not that I messed it up or nothing. It's just I think I should have pre-boxed like underneath. So let's say I have walls, and cone, right? And I go for this play. The same thing. Like, let's see what happens. So I break it out. I hit him 90. And then I start getting sprayed from up here. So like that's kind of fucked. But this stair wouldn't be here. These walls wouldn't be here. So I can literally just take my time. And the only thing I have to do is literally place a cone above him. And then he can't get out. Then I can place a cone above myself to keep myself safe. And I don't have to instead it on him. But because I know he's going to try to get out, I mean, he's so bad, but he gets lucky. He literally just like runs at me and then 200 pumps me. He's probably like thinks he's the GOAT and shit, but he does die 5 seconds after. But let's stop coping and let's actually think what we could do. And it's just pre-box it underneath. So then I don't have to piece it afterwards. Then I can place a cone above myself and I can place a cone on him so he can't get out. Then he's just cooked. I can just shit on him. But even if I would have pre-boxed it, if I didn't place a cone above myself after boxing him, I still would have died to him. So lesson learned. The mistake I make in this fight is I start trying to pressure his right wall, right? And obviously, he's trying to bait me to edit this wall to make it low, right? I mean, what I could have done is like started spraying it, then I could have inset it on him. But I didn't realize that my wall was only 2 pickaxes. So like I like overcommit here, and as soon as he sees me trying to spray, he knows that before I break his wall, he's gonna be able to take this wall by double pickaxing, because pickaxing is super fast, right? So then he pickaxes before I can break his wall, and then he gets it super fast, and then he gets 70, like 64 damage on me. And now the fight is like evened out. Once you take damage, that's like the mistake. So like, yeah, there was just bad awareness on my wall HP. Also, probably just a bad, like if I want to do that same peak, instead of standing in the front of my box, I could literally just edit a 4 tile, spray from back here, and if he does the same shit, just flip the cone and then sit back here. But instead, I overcommit to that play, and I probably could have just edited this wall, like maybe go for edit reset or something, right? Next is a mechanical mistake that I do a lot, is I try to scroll reset before I pull out my wall bind, so then I can't reset the wall. So then I take a damage. And then next is, I mean, the last one is he just phases in. Obviously, I shouldn't hold the wall because a good player can just phase in, right? So that's not the play. The play is to instantly make space, because I don't want to edit in only one box, make space out. And then I'm not even that low. Like I can still win this, but I just let him into my box, and then I panic, and then yeah, I die. And this guy's not even good at all. Like he's actually pretty bad, but I lost because I took damage. Then I couldn't reset my wall, which I took more AR damage, and then I didn't make space fast enough. I tried to edit instead of making space when I'm in one box, and then yeah, because of those 3 reasons, I died. My day, I would say, was all right. Like I played the Central Skin Cup, and I had 2 good games back to back. Then I died off spawn 2 times in a row. Then I had 3 bad games, I think. Yeah, 3 bad games. And then I was just like, I'm going to just play West. Then the first game, I get like top 10. I did bad, right? And then my second game, I die in a really like retarded way. And then I was just like, yeah, I'm not playing this shit anymore. I got off. And yeah, I just quit, which obviously is not good. But like, I didn't want to force myself to play through like being emotional. You know, I never like to do that, because I don't want to keep playing to the point where I'm already crashing the fuck out. Like I want to get off before I'm about to crash. So I think it was good that I got off, but it's not good that I don't have the mental tolerance yet to handle like having bad games, and you know, understanding it's a tournament. Like there's a lot more games, and even if I do bad at the end of the day, there's a lot to learn from if you do bad. Like whether you lose or you win, as long as you learn, you still win. But I just gave up. I still learned from the first game, and yeah, I mean, after that I didn't really do anything for the rest of the day, and before that I didn't really do anything. But yeah, it was a good practice for the solo victory cups that are coming up. I'm really excited for that. And my goal obviously is to make my first earnings. That would be such a sick like accomplishment, make such a sick video. And yeah, that was day 106.